London's Blues, a legacy of triumphs. Chelsea Football Club, based in the heart of London, boasts a rich history adorned with numerous trophies and accolades. From humble beginnings, the club rose to prominence, particularly in the 21st century, becoming a force to be reckoned with in English and European football. Under the ownership of Ken Bates and later Roman Abramovich, Chelsea experienced a golden era, securing a plethora of silverware. The arrival of Roman Abramovich in 2003 marked a turning point, ushering in an era of unprecedented success. Massive investments in the squad brought world-class players to Stamford Bridge, transforming Chelsea into a formidable team. Managers like Jose Mourinho, Carlo Ancelotti and Antonio Conte left an indelible mark on the club, instilling a winning mentality and a brand of football that captivated fans worldwide. The Blues became synonymous with resilience, determination and a never-say-die attitude. However, as with all empires, cracks eventually began to appear in Chelsea's seemingly impenetrable facade. The seeds of doubt, early signs of trouble. The first signs of Chelsea's decline were subtle, almost imperceptible amidst the club's continued success. One of the earliest warning signs was the team's over-reliance on aging stars. Players like John Terry, Frank Lampard and Didier Drogba, while instrumental in Chelsea's glory days, were approaching the twilight of their careers. The club's failure to adequately replace these legends with equally talented successors left a gaping hole in the squad, both in terms of quality and experience. Furthermore, Chelsea's transfer policy, once the envy of Europe, became increasingly erratic and questionable. Big money signings failed to live up to expectations, while promising youngsters were either loaned out or sold prematurely. The lack of a clear and coherent strategy, both on and off the pitch, became increasingly apparent. The seeds of decline had been sown, and it was only a matter of time before they took root and began to strangle the life out of Chelsea's title ambitions. The transfer tumbles, missteps in the market. Chelsea's transfer dealings, once a source of strength and envy, transformed into a glaring weakness, contributing significantly to the club's downfall. The club's approach to transfers appeared haphazard, lacking a clear vision or long-term strategy. Big money signings, often made on impulse rather than careful consideration, failed to deliver, leaving the squad unbalanced and lacking cohesion. One of the most glaring examples of Chelsea's transfer mishaps was the signing of Romelu Lukaku. Brought back to Stamford Bridge for a club record fee, the Belgian striker struggled to adapt to Chelsea's style of play. Another high-profile flop was Timo Werner, who also struggled to adapt to the Premier League. Werner's struggles epitomized Chelsea's transfer woes, as the club seemed to prioritize reputation and potential over proven track record and suitability to the team's system. These expensive mistakes in the transfer market had a ripple effect throughout the squad. Chelsea's transfer dealings became a symbol of the club's wider problems, reflecting a lack of direction and a sense of panic in the boardroom. The managerial merry-go-round stability lost. Chelsea's penchant for managerial changes, once seen as a ruthless but effective strategy, ultimately backfired, contributing to the club's instability. The revolving door at Stamford Bridge saw a succession of managers come and go, each with their own philosophies, leaving the players struggling to adapt. The sacking of Antonio Conte in 2018, despite winning the Premier League title, marked a turning point. Conte's departure ushered in an era of short-term appointments, with Sarri, Lampard and Tuchel all taking charge within 3 years. Each manager brought their own ideas, but none established a lasting dynasty or built a team capable of challenging consistently. The lack of stability on the touchline translated into inconsistency on the pitch, as Chelsea struggled to find their rhythm. The pitch speaks key players underperforming. Chelsea's decline was not solely due to off-field issues. On the pitch, key players underperformed, failing to replicate the form that had made them some of the most feared and respected footballers in the world. The spine of the team, once a pillar of strength and resilience, began to crumble, with individual errors and a lack of cohesion becoming all too common. One of the most notable examples of this decline was Eden Hazard's departure to Real Madrid. The Belgian magician, once the heartbeat of Chelsea's attack, had been carrying the team on his shoulders for several seasons. His departure left a void that the club struggled to fill, as they lacked a player capable of providing the same level of creativity, flair and goal-scoring threat. In defense, the once impregnable partnership of David Luiz and Gary Cahill began to show signs of age and vulnerability. The decline of key players, coupled with the club's inability to adequately replace them, played a significant role in Chelsea's downfall. Financial fair play a looming shadow. Financial fair play regulations cast a long shadow over Chelsea, limiting their ability to spend lavishly in the transfer market. UEFA's FFP regulations aim to promote financial stability among clubs. Chelsea, used to significant financial backing, had to curb their spending habits. FFP forced Chelsea to be more strategic in their transfers, making competition tougher. The threat of FFP sanctions made Chelsea adopt a cautious financial approach. Expert opinions, voices from the football world. Football experts discussed Chelsea's decline, citing managerial changes and poor transfer dealings. Constant managerial changes destabilized the team, making it hard for players to adapt. Jamie Carragher noted, Chelsea's managerial merry-go-round has become a bit of a joke. Poor transfer dealings also hurt the club with panic buys and inadequate replacements. Gary Neville observed, Chelsea's transfer policy has been baffling. They've spent a fortune without a plan. Carlo Ancelotti emphasized the need for stability and a clear identity to return to the top. It's about spending wisely and building a cohesive team. Experts agreed. Chelsea needs stability, vision and strategy to regain glory. A new dawn, the path to redemption. Despite the challenges they faced, Chelsea remained a club with a rich history, a passionate fan base, and a burning desire to return to the summit of English and European football. One of the most significant changes was the appointment of a new manager with a clear vision and a long-term plan. The new manager, known for his tactical acumen and ability to develop young talent, brought a sense of optimism and renewed belief to Stamford Bridge. His arrival signaled a shift away from the short-term thinking that had plagued the club in recent years, towards a more sustainable and holistic approach to building a successful team. The new manager's philosophy centered around playing attractive, attacking football while also instilling a strong work ethic and a commitment to defensive solidity. Furthermore, Chelsea's board showed a willingness to back the new manager in the transfer market, but with a more measured and strategic approach. The emphasis was on building a balanced and competitive squad, capable of challenging for honours on multiple fronts. Building for the future, investing in youth. Recognizing the need for a more sustainable and long-term approach, Chelsea began investing heavily in their youth academy, once again becoming a breeding ground for some of the most talented young footballers in the world. The club's academy, renowned for producing stars like John Terry, Frank Lampard, and more recently Mason Mount, became a focal point of their rebuilding process. The club made significant investments in their academy facilities, coaching staff and scouting network, creating an environment where young players could thrive and reach their full potential. The emphasis was on developing well-rounded individuals both on and off the pitch, with a focus on technical skills, tactical awareness, and mental resilience. The fruits of Chelsea's labour were evident in the emergence of several promising youngsters who broke into the first team and made an immediate impact. This approach fostered a sense of loyalty and belonging among the academy graduates, who felt valued and appreciated by the club that had nurtured their talents. The Chelsea faithful awaiting a return to glory. Through the ups and downs, the Chelsea faithful remained unwavering in their support, filling Stamford Bridge week in and week out, their voices echoing around the stadium, urging their beloved Blues on. They had witnessed the highs of Premier League titles and Champions League glory, and they had endured the lows of inconsistency and managerial upheaval. Despite the challenges the club faced, the Chelsea faithful never lost faith. They understood that rebuilding a team takes time, patience, and a collective effort from everyone involved: players, manager, board, and fans alike. The atmosphere at Stamford Bridge remained electric, a testament to the passion and unwavering support of the Chelsea faithful. They continued to believe in the club's motto, Pride of London, and they eagerly anticipated the day when their beloved Blues would once again rise to the summit of English and European football. The future may have seemed uncertain, but one thing remained constant: the unwavering support of the Chelsea faithful, who would stand by their team through thick and thin.